Mahamahim Lieutenant General Kaivalya Trivikram Karnaik ji, Pujaniya Swami Vedasaranand ji, Dr. Inauguration ji, Professor Anil Kaur ji। आज की विशेषता ये है कि we have the privilege of having Honorable Governor, a person who has served the country, protected the country, secured the country through his career, and an excellent soldier with all his medals and credentials. And more so because we have Swami Vedasaranand ji from Ramakrishna Mission and Dr. Amy Rumi ji, who represents the indigenous faiths, the tribes, the traditions. And they are bringing to the table their traditional knowledge. That's very important. However, we also have Professor Anil Kaur ji. Professor, before Corona, people never bothered about public health in Bharat, if not otherwise. And I'm happy that people have started considering public health as something very important nowadays, because what the humanity passed through in those 2-3 years has disturbed everybody's mind. Dignitaries of the dais, experts, scientists, academicians, and of course the practitioners, the civil society organizations, because whatever the academicians think of, the researchers come out with the results, has to be implemented on the ground through the practitioners. So this is an assembly where all the stakeholders are here. So I welcome you all to this 4th edition of HIMSamwaad. We are a blessed land, the Bharat. And one of the main reasons is being or having the giant Himalayas to the north. The great poet Mahakavi Kalidas कहते हैं, अत्युस्तरत्ताम दिशि देवतात्मा हिमालयो नाम नगाधिराजा. The Nagadhiraj, the greatest of the mountains on earth, is to the north, and that protects us. And it's divine also. Devatatma. But beyond that, it protects in many other ways. Like the next line says, that is, it has extended its arms, east and west, both ways, till it dips itself into the oceans on both sides. That's why it represents how a giant can be careful about the people of Bharat. Well, it secures us. It provides us the purest of the waters and the air and the divinity, of course. But beyond that, there is a phenomena that nobody talks about. And that's the monsoons. Because we only say monsoon is coming, this is the date it arrives, this is the date it arrives in Kerala, in Mumbai, in the northeast. All that is fine. But it originates somewhere else. The monsoons originate in Indian Ocean. There's a dweep, an island called Madagascar. It originates there. Madagascar is part of Africa. And it originates there. And because of the winds, it comes, it flows in, and hits the peninsula of Bharat, Kanyakumari. And it then gets divided into two. There is something that we never talk about. It gets divided into two. One starts journey from the southwest upwards, and the second starts journey from the southeast upwards. What you get here in Arunachal Pradesh, in Assam, in Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Bengal, and all that, including Andamans, is that part of the monsoons. While the other travels upwards, Kerala, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and so on, till they hit the Himalayas. Now, here is the phenomena. Because of Himalayas, we get rains. It doesn't allow the monsoon to travel further. And that's where we get all the rivers flowing into Bharat. No? But then story doesn't end there. The two monsoons coming two ways. After reaching the Himalayas, start their return journey, becoming one. Himalaya makes them one. Unifying both of them on their return journey, they go back to Madagascar from where it has come. And that's how the cycle goes on. This is something that a population, Himalayas, provides life to more than 40% of the whole global population. Not only Bharat, all the countries on the south of Himalayas and the north of Himalayas. It's a huge population. Do we really think about Himalayas? Do we care about Himalayas? Are we trying to protect the environment there? All these are questions that needs to be answered. Most of the time we think of our luxuries. Most of the time, because we want to enjoy, we exploit the Himalayas. We create pollution there. We create a lot of dirt on the Himalayas, whether it's Everest or the bottommost of the hills. What we do is creating filth. Is that our responsibility? Prime Minister Modi, in one of his addresses in the Mann Ki Baat in 2022 May, he said, Himalaya विरासत भी है, जिम्मेदारी भी है. Himalaya represents our traditions and culture, but it's our responsibility also to protect the Himalayas. And that's where we are here, all here. Because at least some of us have realized that we need to work for Himalayas. And the Himalayan communities had been suffering. What Jinesh ji has said, a lady has to walk up the hill or down the hill couple of kilometers to fetch the water. And we think, oh, Himalaya से तो सारा पानी आता है, वहाँ क्यों नहीं है हिमालय? न पीने को पानी मिलता है, न खेती के लिए पानी मिलता है, कृषि के लिए. That's the situation, that's the reality. You walk across the Himalayas and you will realize many of the villages, they will have complaint. तो पानी तो है ही, लेकिन पानी के साथ स्वास्थ्य भी है. तो ये जो दो गोल्स है सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स में, वो ये 3 दिनों में हम उस पर काम करेंगे। यहाँ केवल पेपर सबमिशन नहीं है, यहाँ केवल भाषण नहीं है, उसके बाद तुरंत बैठना है, चर्चा करना है, सर्च फॉर द सॉल्यूशंस टुगेदर, कम अप विद द सॉल्यूशंस, हाउ टू इम्प्लीमेंट देम, एंड देयर शुड बी पीपल हु डू start working on the implementations. And the experts need to connect with them and guide them ahead. तो ये हिम संवाद है। पहला हिम संवाद हमने जैसे बताया गया कि 2018 में किया, तो वो दिल्ली में किया था। कारण सेवा इंटरनेशनल एक ग्लोबल मूवमेंट है, 39 कंट्रीज में एक्टिवली काम करती है। तो उस सम्मेलन में 13 देशों के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स थे और सबको एक प्लेन पे लाना था कि हिमालय में ये चैलेंजेस है, आप भी सोचना शुरू कीजिए, क्या हम सब मिलकर कुछ परिवर्तन ला सकेंगे। द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग सिचुएशन इज इन हिमालय। जितने एनजीओ आते हैं वो भाग जाते हैं, कारण ग्रासरूट वर्कर को कहीं 10 किलोमीटर, कहीं 15 किलोमीटर, कहीं 5,000 फीट, कहीं 10,000 फीट चढ़ के जाना पड़ता है वहाँ रहने वाले लोगों को पहुँचने तक। कोई मामूली सी बात नहीं है। तो इन चैलेंजेस को जूझ कर वहाँ काम करना है, और इसीलिए डायस्पोरा को भी अवेयरनेस आनी चाहिए। तो उस तरह से हमने इसमें प्रारंभ किया। The second conference we held in, that you might have seen on the screen, was held in Dehradun, where we talked about all the challenges that we face in the Himalayas. And probably, can we form some groups, some practitioners coming out there? Let us be meeting again and again to find the solutions and then work on them. Connect the community, people's involvement. So the third edition came into 2022. And that was in Solan, Himachal Pradesh. After Dehradun, obviously, the next state was Himachal Pradesh. And there, we started working together, all the stakeholders together, with the university over there, which is a very well-known university, one of the largest universities of the state, where we then worked on specific areas, because in course of time, we will also be working on specific areas in this conference. Specific areas, and every area will have its solutions. The diversity is huge. What exists in Arunachal Pradesh doesn't exist in Bhutan, doesn't exist in Nepal, doesn't exist in Bengal, North Bengal, or beyond. In Uttarakhand, in every situation is different. Like Ladakh has totally different scenario. Unless and until we start pointing out areas and then the challenges over there and finding the solutions, we will not be coming up with proper ways to work. And the most essential thing of all these is participation of the local communities. And that's why I said, Adhyatma is important, spirituality is important, and people's participation, that's culture. Connect with the culture, connect with the local languages, that's most important. आज तक जो विकास का मार्ग चलता रहा, वो तो रोड रोलर था। पाश्चात्य देशों ने कहा कि यही विकास का मार्ग है, सब इसी पे चलो। Believe me, billions and billions of dollars have gone down the drain in Africa. Nothing has succeeded. स्थानिक लोगों को स्थानिक भाषा में विकास कैसे करना और उनकी विकास की अवधारणा क्या है, यह जब तक आप चर्चा उनसे नहीं करेंगे, उनसे समझ नहीं लेंगे, तब तक आप उनको सिखा नहीं सकते हो। आपकी भाषा अलग है और आप कहते हो कि सारा जग इसी मार्ग पर चले तभी सक्सेस होगा, तो कभी नहीं होगा, नहीं होगा, नहीं हुआ। इट्स 150 years experiment and a failure at the end. Let us not walk that path. हम इसको सक्सेस करना है, हमने इसको पूर्णता की तरफ आगे बढ़ाना है और भारत आज जिस गति से आगे बढ़ रहा है उस गति पे चलना है। तो हमको स्थानिक भाषा में स्थानिक विकास की अवधारणा जो है उसको हमने समझना चाहिए। पहले लोग क्या कह रहे हैं उसको समझना, उनकी आवश्यकता क्या है, उनकी चुनौतियाँ क्या है, उनके प्रश्न क्या है, ये समझने की आवश्यकता है और उसी के आधार पर हमको सॉल्यूशंस देने होंगे। इसी को हम एकात्म मानवतावाद कहते हैं, भारतीय विकास की अवधारणा कहते हैं। उसके आधार पर हम हिमालय का विकास कैसे करेंगे, हिमालय की संस्कृति, हिमालय की परंपरा, हिमालय का सारा ये पर्यावरण, द रिसोर्सेस, ऑल दैट, एंड द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इस कम्युनिटीज़, उन सबको हम साथ में इसमें लेकर कैसा कार्य करेंगे, ये उस पर ये 2-3 दिनों में हम काम करें तो अच्छा होगा। आई एम क्वाइट श्योर विद द काइंड ऑफ एक्सपर्टीज अवेलेबल इन दिस हॉल दैट विल सक्सीड, एंड diversity has to be respected. No, diversity has to be lived, and we will all that accept the diversity, live the diversity, and tell the world कि भारत का उदय, भारत का हिमालय के जैसा ऊंचा है, वैसे भारतीय संस्कृति विश्व भर में ऊंची होगी, चमकेगी सितारों की तरह। धन्यवाद, नमस्कार।